What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Narakius over here at Narakius Gaming, and today I'm bringing you another special division video, baby. Before we get started, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and let's get right into it. Today's video, guys, I've created this new PvP build, and I basically think it's a PvE build as well, but it's to your preference what you want to use it for. Me personally, I use it for PvP only as of right now. I mean, as you guys know, I did a couple videos of creating a couple builds. I did a tactician build, I did a tank build for the 1.2 when it first came out, and it was extremely hard to really find my niche in the 1.2 when it came down to PvP. I struggled with a lot of builds because everybody in the 1.2 was either running a tactician build or they were creating like high sticky bombs, and you know that's basically the tactician build, or it was either you was a glass cannon or you was a tactician build, and I really didn't like it. I was like, I wanted to go back to the 1.1 days when it was easier to just kill groups and kill people and just do solo manhunts and be able to survive it. So with the 1.3 coming out and a lot of the new gear sets coming, which on the PS4, which what I'm on, we don't have the new gear sets yet, but with them going up on the 268 gear scores, it gave the gear that we do have as of right now better stats. So I went and dibbing and dabbing, and I kind of fell back to some of the old gear that I was used to running in the 1.1 and the 1.2 days, and I was like, you know what, they kind of revamped the gears, let me make something new. So basically, guys, this is what I'm going to show you. This is my new PvP build, what I'm running as of right now. I do have another PvP build, but it's not finished yet, and this build right now that I'm about to show you, it does have little flaws in it, but nothing too drastic where it's like you can't use it at all. Trust me, it melts people and you can take a lot of damage and you can survive. All right, so let's go right down here and let's get right into it. Okay, here we go. As you can see, guys, right here, I got a base damage of 316 primary DPS, and I'm gonna tell you a funny story about that DPS in a minute. My firearms is up to 3500 plus. My toughness is up there at 377k, with the stamina also following at 3100. And also my skill power is rounded off at 19. You could say just 20. Electronics is a little low, but we can get that up. And that's where I'm gonna show you what a flaw in this build is, just a little bit, but trust me, we're gonna go through all everything. So first off, we're gonna go ahead and we'll start off with my gun. All right, as you guys already know, this is the military G36, which I just got this one, I think yesterday, matter of fact, not too long ago. My friend got it and he dropped it for me. You know, major shout out to my homeboy Zenith, always looking out for the homie, and he also gave me this PP19 too. Very generous guy. But it's coming in a base damage of 13.6, RPMs is 750, mag size is 30. I really love the 1.3, what they did. Well, as you can see, the orange numbers is basically when you add a mod, and it shows you exactly how much is going into what and how much you're putting into what, and I love that about the game. So basically, you kind of see where everything is going. You know how much damage you're doing. First talent I got on here is brutal, swift, and of course focus is the main talent that comes on all assault rifle. All right, when using those skills or cooldown and your skills are not on cooldown, your weapon damage is increased by 14%. Like I said, this is perfectly good for a DPS build. You might kind of want to hold back if you're on your, you know, like I said, this is not the best for PvP to do solo, because that skill cooldown, I mean, if you're running by yourself trying to do a solo manhunt, which is possible, it's gonna kind of be impossible due to the fact that the ads are a lot stronger, you're getting hit a lot harder, and a lot of people are now capping over that 300k DPS mark, so they will be hitting you a lot harder. So you would be constantly needing to pop your overshield and to protect yourself. So this build is more basically, if you're in a group, I would prefer to use it in a group. That way, if everybody's popping their overshield, you kind of could fall back on yours and just really focus fire on somebody and just deal tremendous amount of damage to them. All right, so that's what I'm rocking on there. Let's go to the attachments. All right, I got flash hider on that thing. I have 21.5 accuracy with 36 critical hit damage. You know, they changed that. That probably would have been critical hit chance, but it's critical hit damage, which is extremely good and extremely important that you always run crit, because assault rifles, they do have a low crit on it, but you always want to, you know, and they also capped off and they pull back on the crit, so you want to put as much crit on here as possible to give you the most output of damage at the same time. All right, and then on my grip, I'm rocking the stability with accuracy. I don't need this grip. I haven't found a grip really better than this grip, but I put it on just to give me more stability and accuracy, I guess, but that's not really the grip I'm looking for. I really look for something with more like accuracy and crit hit chance or something like that, a 7.5 crit hit chance, because this gun is very stable and is very accurate. Even with coming in at a 947 RPM, this gun is like, it's very straightforward, to the point, and it deals a lot of damage. And I hope that Ubisoft does not pull back and nerf this gun, but we'll see what happens. Okay. And as you can see, magazine size, I do have the 1.15 magazine. I don't know why I said that like that. With the 26.3 rate of fire, I increased the rate of fire because assault rifles do come sometime with a slow rate of fire, and the rate of fire basically benefits the DPS. You want to be able to put out as much DPS as you can because you're going to be dealing twice as the damage and twice as fast. And there's a new build that I will be creating that has to do something with the amount of times it takes to do with the reload speed, but that's with the new build, and I have to wait until August 2nd, but it's going to be extremely dope and I'm going to love that build. But rate of fire is very important on your builds, depending on what kind of gun you're using. If you're using SMGs usually do come with high fire rates. Some of them do, like the I believe it's the MP7. The MP7 comes with a high fire rate. It's around like the 900s, a little bit under 1000 for RPMs, and if you add a rate of fire on that thing jumps up to like 1300 or something like that. So yeah, all right, I was rocking the weapon damage on it for a while, but I changed my mind and I came with the fire rate instead, just so I can increase more damage. Okay, and I think that's it. Got the orange camo. Oh no, this one, crit hit chance. As you guys know in my previous videos, I was a big fan of crit hit. I used to max the crit to the point, because it was just like, I love crit. Like, I just always love dealing damage. I love melting people as fast as I can. But they did deal back on the crit hit chance, but 8%, that is the max you can get, I believe, for crit hit chance. But I think that is the max, with a 22.5 headshot damage. Aiming for the head is the quickest way I can tell anybody to down your opponents. If you're very accurate and you're very good with the sensitivity and you're playing on controller, I would aim for the head, because the head of the body is the only part of the body in this game that does not have armor. So if you find somebody standing still, focusing fire on one of your friends, and you're like on the side of him, don't aim for the body, aim for the head. All right, and you'll down him fast as he would know what hit him, trust me. Okay, got the orange camo. All right, and then I'm using the PP19. This PP19 is not the best PP19, but I re-rolled the talent and it made a major difference. All right, I forgot what was in this first spot. It was something in garbage that's usually be on the sniper rifle, but I re-rolled it and I got brutal. The funny thing about it is that I re-rolled all three of these guns at the same time, right, on the same day, and I either got brutal, deadly, or vicious every single time. And I found that very funny because there's people sitting here struggling to get those kind of rolls, and I would get one of each roll on one of these guns. I mean, I wish I could find a gun that had brutal and deadly. Of course I would roll for something, you know, opposite of that and make it extremely better. But this is what I got to deal with right now. It comes with harried, of course. I love that about that. That increases the reload speed. Basically, it gives you 10% to minimize 1 second of the reload time. So that's extremely good about the PP. And I was rocking the first wave M1A, but I changed that and actually went to rocking the SMG, because if I'm shooting you with this gun in the PvP and we're fighting whatever, I do not, my reload speed is extremely slow. So I do not want to waste 3 to 5 seconds of reloading when I could just press triangle, hit you with the PP that has 101 in the clip. So I'm just downing you with 11.2k base damage, plus it got that brutal, of course, for the headshot damage with 25%. So I'm just dealing an enormous amount of damage towards you, and you're not getting away. I don't care. You're not getting away. You're popping. 9 out of 10 chances you're gonna be popping your overshield. All right, I promise you that. And yeah, it got predatory, which that's I hate that talent. But anyway, magazine size 93%. We have 28.7 rate of fire, just to increase it, because it does shoot a little slow. It shoots like an LMG sort of, but it's extremely stable. Like you can come off the joystick and just hold the trigger button and that thing will stay centered. There is no need to put any kind of stability on it. As you can see, I do have a horizontal stability, but the only reason why I put it is because it gives me that 39% critical hit damage, and that was one of the best muzzles that I have. And this gun does not have a lot of mod slots on it. It only has 2, as you can see. It doesn't have an underbarrel, which that kind of handicaps the gun just a little bit, but overall it's still a good gun. All right. And oh yeah, my M1A is not the best M1A. I do have another one, but it comes with harmful, toxic, and it was proficient in that last slot, and I said, you know what, let me roll for brutal, deadly, or like responsive or something on that. I was actually going for skilled. Skilled is one of the new the most OP build I could find out on a sniper rifle. It's skilled, responsive, and deadly, or brutal, deadly, skilled, or responsive in the third slot. In that combination, OP sniper, that would be the most OP sniper ever. And actually, when I rolled brutal, it increased my base damage. The base damage on this gun was around 39.5k. When I rolled brutal on it, it jumped up to 44.9k. All right, so yeah, it did that. All right. And of course, you guys already know the first wave X45. This pistol is a must. If you haven't got this pistol yet, guys, you guys don't know what you're missing out on a lot. This pistol comes in at 13.6 base damage, and no, yeah, it does actually. Yeah, it does, and it comes with expert, which I wish it had deadly on it or something like that in that second slot, because then I would roll expert for like brutal and it would just jump through. The DPS would just be like 215, somewhere around that area. It would just be extremely strong, but overall it's still dealing a lot of damage. It's 172. It's not that far from my sniper rifle, to be honest, but I am looking for another one with better stats on it. Magazine size of 103, and of course I got to put that weapon damage on it to give it that 13. Yeah, it didn't come in that strong, but it does come with strong base damage. It usually comes around like 11 and up. All right, and you got that 15 plus an extra 15 in the clip. So yeah, I'm shooting you for days. I've downed people with this. Literally, I've killed people with just using my pistol, and it's so funny because I know when they see it on their screen, they're like, what the fuck? I know they go through the roof with it, because I would hate if I died by a pistol. But yeah, okay. Let's get right into this. All right, this is my chest piece that I'm rocking. I'm rocking the final measure. Final measure is extremely important, especially in the 1.3, and I feel like it's going to be extremely important in the builds to come, in the future updates to come, because everybody is running sticky bomb. Like, it's either sticky bomb, shock turrets, or flashbang. Those are one of the main 3 things people have in their arsenal in Dark Zone. And me personally, with the elements, you have to protect yourself from the elements of Dark Zone. You can't just worry about players anymore. You have to protect yourself from the NPCs and also players as well. And the environment is starting to be more effective to us as players in the PvP. In the 1.1, the gas grenades and stuff like that didn't used to do so much damage to us. They'll give us a little disorientated, and that would be it. Now you get caught in a gas grenade and you don't have any exotic damage resilience, your ass is gonna die. All right, and I put the final measure on because this was actually a very good ass chest piece. It was rolled with exotic damage, 13% exotic damage resilience, 705 armor. I actually rolled for a little higher armor. It had a little low armor. It was around like 655, so I rolled it to be almost maxed out. The maxed on armor is 759, so 705, I'll take that. You know, I'll leave with that, and you know, I'm gonna keep it right there. But yeah, the minor attribute could have been a lot better with 22% increased kill power. I would have took more of a burn, like burn resistant right there in that spot, and ballistic shield health. I would have took something like pulse critical hit. It's not the best chest piece, but just because the minor attributes were so good, I love it. And I love that the chest piece come with 2 mod slots now, so that's extremely key, major key to success, right? And then I got 148 firearms with that skill power on that thing to give me more skill power. That's a very extremely important to the build right there. Like, I love it. I could have put more crit hit, but you kind of want to get your skill power. Your skill power is very important in PvP now, especially in this meta, because people used to rock in a 1.1. You would have high ass DPS and, you know, high health or whatever you want to call it, and your skill power would be around like the 10 and the 12. Not anymore. Your skill power need to be 20 and above. I'll say 23 and above. I'm a little low on that end right now, but I can increase that, and I'm gonna show you where the flaw comes in on this build about that. All right, going on. We got I'm rocking the striker. All right, 13.5 exotic damage is a major attribute. I'm gonna protect myself. I told you, like, if I get into a fight in DZ6, I do not have to worry about a flamer. I mean, I still have to worry about them, but not like the guys who have 20%, 10%, or no exotic damage resilience. I can actually stand there and take quite amount of damage from their flamethrowers, and I can probably win the battle, because they're probably going to flame both of us, and you're going to go down a lot faster than I will. So I'll probably kill you, be able to pop a overheal, down you, and get away. Unfortunately for you, you can't do anything, because once that flame touch you, they hit for critical damage and you're going down. Your life is, I don't care what you do. You could pop your shield, that does not protect you from fire. Exotic damage resilience does. All right, the minor attribute could have been a lot better with 23% scavenging. Like I said, in that area, I would always take, I mean, it's good to have skill. Depends what kind of build you run it. This is a DPS build, so I go for more crit or anything like that. And as you can see in that skill attribute, it gives me that 3% critical hit chance, so that's pretty good right there. All right, and yeah, it's a pretty fair mask with a 508 armor. Could be a lot higher, but I'll take that. And the only thing what I don't like about this, I don't have that third slot. I wish I did, you know, I wish I had it, but you know, the masks don't come like that, but I wish they did. Rocking the knee pads, baby. Here we go. I got the striker knee pads. Of course, you see I got the 6% protection from elites. I would have probably rolled that for something else, but I took it with a grain of salt because they hit hard, and I want to kind of give myself any kind of survival chance that I can, rather than, even though 6% does not matter, because let's face it, you can have close to 500 toughness and a shotgun comes around the corner and he rocks your ass with 2 shots, you going down. I don't give a damn. It doesn't matter, you're going down. Like, so 6% is not really doing too much of anything, but that's just in case I get into the altercation in like the DZ 1, 2, and 3 brackets. You know, I got a little protection from him, more than probably the guy who I'm fighting has. All right, minor attributes, I have that 10% enemy armor damage. I kind of like the attribute, even though it does not apply to players. It's more of a PvE kind of attribute, but it helps when I'm, you know, shooting at the ads and stuff like that. It helps me down them a lot quicker and get to whatever I need to get to a lot faster. Disruptive resistance, I would accept that for more of a shock turret resistance, because shock turrets are so OP in the dark zone right now. But that'll have to do, because people do like to use the flashbang and EMP grenades and stuff like that, so that kind of helps with that, and I do not stay, you know, disrupted as long as you know, the normal average person who does not have that on their build at all. So, you know, and of course the increased, I don't know what's up with this. That right there should be not in the game to me, but I guess they put that for people who are trying to level up, but that's just a waste of a minor attribute spot. And I have the smart cover, 3% damage resistance to that. I mean, I don't use smart cover, but I might, because we fought a group the other day and they were using smart cover, and I didn't know how effective it was until that day. I mean, we won that battle, but it was just like, wow, I have really had to think outside of the box to beat this group. And you know, I'm gonna post that video. All right, now we're gonna finish with the holster. Yeah, right here, this holster was a god holster. Everything is basically maxed out. Look at this, my firearms is 759. The max you can get is 7, I think it's 7, is it, it's 760? I think it's 760 for firearms, I believe. I'm not too sure, but that's maxed out. You see that 737, I mean, I'm not even gonna mess with those numbers right there. 725, I don't think it could get any better than that. That it was just an extremely dope holster that dropped for me in the dark zone, and I was extremely happy. The armor 548, it came like that. This holster is not even rolled. I didn't even touch this holster. Smart cover, duration, I mean, hey, I'll take it. 9.5, right? I love it. Lasts a little longer if I decide to use a smart cover. And that's it. Yeah, that's it for that. Oh, I skipped over those. We're gonna go back, but this is where I say it comes in with a flaw. As you can see, it's a 240, not a 268, and I'm waiting to get a 268 striker backpack, but it comes with a minor attribute of 5800 skill power. If this was a 268, that would have been like a 78 to a 9. That would have been like a 7,800 something skill power, or 9,200 something skill power. Like, it would have been extremely important if I would have got a 268, but this where the backpack comes in with the flaw. That's why my skill power is where it's at. I can honestly, as you can see, I had to put an armor on there to kind of give me a little bit more toughness, and I'm just one number shy away from the armor, so I might re-roll something. But when I get that 268, I'm hoping that it's a electronics backpack with the major attribute skill power on it, so that way I can re-roll from electronics and make it a firearms backpack. So therefore I do not have to use I don't have to use a mod with skill on it to increase my skill power. My skill power will automatically jump through the roof. Wait, did I say that right? No, I'm sorry. No, yes, I did say that right. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm looking for, to be honest. Yes, that's exactly what I'm looking for. So that way my skill power can actually jump up to like 23 to 25k, because like I'm telling you, skill power would be extremely important. You can heal yourself. You don't know how important it is to heal yourself, especially in this era. You need to be able to heal yourself. And if you're a person who like to play solo, you definitely need skill power, all right? And this is what that's basically the flaw in this build. But once I get that 268, it's gonna be all dandy, and it's gonna all be peaches and cream. Ammo capacity, not a big fan of it. The skill attributes could have been a lot better, and that's it for that. And yeah, I have a stamina and armor on that just to give me that toughness, because your armor and stamina does go into each other. All right, this is the almighty gold roam of the entire build right here. Savage gloves, I fell back off Savage gloves a long time ago, because they came at us with all this new build, and I was just like, oh, the Savage glove is dead and all this and all that. I'm here to tell you, yo, the Savage glove is not dead. It is not, and it's a godly Savage glove at that. It comes in at 229, 509 armor. All right, critical hit chances increased by 14% against targets out of cover. It's giving me a 6%, which the max is 8% of critical hit chance, but I'll take the 6. All right, with 40% critical hit damage and 670 assault rifle. And you guys already know I'm using the G36, the military G36. So when I saw this with the firearms already at 679, haven't even touched these gloves yet. So you think what I'm about to roll on this, that DPS is going to go through the roof even more. And I have a 7.5 seeker mine. I wish that was pulse critical hit or something like that, a pulse duration, but it can't get no better than this. It cannot get no better than this when it comes to the Savage gloves. Okay, it's a 229 and it comes with that 509 armor. All right, now let's go backtrack before we end this video real quick. All right, this right here, this is what I wanted to tell you guys. If you guys get a gun and your DPS is looking kind of funny, you need to re-roll your talents. Your talents play a major part to your build. I'm telling you, it depends on what you're trying to do and how much damage. If you're looking for more damage, of course roll talents that implements you to deal damage. Simple as that. That's just how this game works. When I got this G36, it had meticulous in the brutal spot, and it had swift, and of course it had the standard talent. I put brutal on it and it increased my DPS to 316, My DPS was at 269. That's what it was, and it's at 316. So you could do the math and see how much it increased my DPS to go through the roof. And that goes for all these weapons. All these weapons, I rolled out the worst one and I went for the better ones. All right, so this one had proficient, I rolled out brutal, and I told you the base damage went from 33 something to 44.9k. That's almost, you know, that's crazy right there. Same thing with the PP. I put a mod on it, gave me extra base damage on that, and I rolled out, I don't even remember what was on that. I think it was like it was some kind of sniper. I think, no, it wasn't commanding, it was something like that. It was like commanding in that first spot, and I rolled off and I was going for brutal deadly, and it just does an extremely difference to your build. It's very important that you guys roll your guns. Don't be afraid to roll it. All right, and that's basically it right now. Oh no, I haven't showed you my stats. Let's go into the stats real quick. Let's go into that. Where we at? Come on. All right, here you go. These are my stats right here. I'm almost basically at that 100k. I mean, I'm 94, about 6 grand short, but I could easily get to that. Once I get that striker backpack, I'm gonna break that barrier. I'm gonna be at 100k easy. Armor, I'm capped out, maybe a little over, but I'm basically capped out right there, just at the max. Health rejuvenation is really extremely important. You must be able to heal yourself. All right, all damage resilient. Where is it? Exotic damage, I'm at 77%. It could be high because I was at 65, and 65 was not enough. 77%, it's well enough. That's, I feel like 70% and up is like anywhere between 70 and 75 is the sweet spot. All right, and what am I missing? You guys see that enemy armor damage? Oh, here it goes. Crit hit chance, it could be a lot higher, but I would prefer to be around like 25 mark, but 18.5. But I do run in a group, and one of my other homies, when he pulse, it gives us like a 35 to 39% crit hit chance increase, so my numbers jump through the roof. It also, my crit damage jumps through the roof. All right, so I'm already at 121. This probably jumps up to like 200 or something like that. My headshot damage is 122. Very important that you have that. All right, accuracy, I would roughly like to be around 80, but 62 I'll deal with that. Stability 47, you know, all that boring stuff. And that's basically it. And reload time is 2.2 seconds. That's why I went to rocking with the PP. My reload time was at like 4.2 seconds at 4. I switched over to SMG and it dropped down to 2.2 seconds. I don't have time to play with you. I'm gonna rock your ass, all right? And that's basically it for this build. I will be coming out with more future builds. All right, if you enjoyed this, make sure you hit a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and it's your boy The Rockets, and I'm gonna see you when I see you. Peace.